In this video, you're going to be taking a look into what clubs I got fitted for the 2025 season by PXG's #1 club fitter that fits all of their touring pros across the country. All right, so to start, we're going to begin with the wedges that I am playing. At the current moment, I'm playing new PXG Sugar Daddy 3s. My club selection is a 58, 54, and 50 degree wedge. Basically, I stick with this gapping as I played this my whole life. I don't really like having more than 4 wedges in my bag. Some players like to go up to 60, 56, and 52. I prefer to use a 58 with 10 bounce across all 3 wedges. It just gives me a lot of versatility. I'm not really a player who likes to dig the leading edge into it. I'm more of a sweeper with a shallow angle of attack, so a 10 bounce is perfect for me. I'm a player who likes to have a lot of different options with my wedges, and I'm very specific with between my 50 to 120 yard shots. Also, I have a gear system where I use a plethora of all these clubs right here. In the shaft selection, I actually go with a dynamic gold with grips. I go mid-size 2 wraps. Always kind of had larger grips. I have bigger hands, so it's just kind of a feeling across my whole bag to have a little bit bigger grips, to see the left side out of the golf course out of play, and to just feel a little bit more heaviness in the grip when I'm loading the club at the top of my backswing. Okay, so for the irons, I go pitching wedge to 4-iron. When talking with the master fitter for PXG, we came to the conclusion that I wanted to do a combo set. I didn't want to go complete blades, but I also didn't want to go complete cavity backs, which is a little more forgiveness. So the game plan we came up with was to go with pitching wedge through 7, blade model, the CBs for PXG. Really nice look they have this year with this model. Very slick over the golf ball in terms of the face presentation and profile. When you do set it down onto the ground, I was a big fan of this as soon as I saw it. In terms of the shafts, I've been playing the Project X rifle shafts, just like Rory plays 125 grams across my iron set. I actually switched from dynamic gold. My spin rate was too high. I was ballooning it. I play in southern New Jersey around Jersey Shore courses where I'm required to flight the golf ball lower. So the first thing is, for the viewer watching this, if you play windier golf courses, you obviously have to have a knockdown shot. So what I would do is make sure that your shafts and your irons are applicable for hitting it lower and having that window where you can hit it underneath the wind if needed, with a shaft profile that is equivalent to your golf swing and your attack angle and all those great things. But make sure you find a club fitter that knows what he's talking about and can put you in a shaft that is going to make a difference. And with the rifle shafts, my spin rate was about 500 to 800 RPMs lower than it would be for the dynamic golds in my iron. So what I was told is basically PGA Tour players, they're kind of shying away from playing blades with their harder to hit irons like the 4 and 5 iron. They're starting to go with a little bit more forgiveness. That's why with the T-head, I was just able to get a little more comfort where I can look over the golf ball and say, I have something to work with here. I can work it both ways with these irons. And I know that if I mishit it a little bit, I'm not going to sacrifice that yardage that I would with blade irons. So he fit me with these, and we actually had a strategy. My old set had a 3-iron. So with this 4-iron, he actually bent it 1 degree stronger, around 23 degrees to 22 degrees. In terms of doing that, I didn't want to have a big gap between my 3-iron that was bent stronger, we'll get to that, and my 4-iron. So my 4-iron is a perfect 225 carry club in the air. Now to the fun part of the video, the driving iron. The X driving iron from PXG, highly rated driving iron, has gotten great reviews with the X head and the KBS Prototype X shaft. We had some inspiration from Brooks Koepka. Basically with his clubs, he goes 3-iron bent 2 degrees, and he did the exact same thing here with this 2-iron. This was 20 degrees, and he actually bent it down to 18 to get it very strong. So in my golf game, I bomb driver everywhere. If I have a landing area that's a little bit tighter and I need to get this thing out here 260, I'm going to hit this 9 out of 10 times just to allow myself to have a secondary club off the tee. But every club has a designated purpose, and this one is to get me into play on tighter holes. And that's why we bent that 4-iron just a little bit stronger, and we bent this 2 more degrees just to be able to get this thing out there far off the tee when hitting it. That leads me into the 3-wood. Basically, we go with Ventus Black 3-wood and driver. He basically said the Ventus shaft is the best that you can still get on tour. Tiger plays it. A lot of pros are still in this model here. It's just a great performing shaft, and you really can't outdo it. In terms of the 3-wood, I actually dialed it back a little bit to 16 degrees just to be able to give me a little bit more of that higher, softer launch on par 5s. I know if I can hit this 255, maybe 260 off the ground with my 2-iron, this is a great club for 270 when I got to get it airborne and land it on a dime. Just a little bit more loft than the 15 degree, as I'm not going to really need this off the tee. So again, every club has a purpose, and this one is to go for par 5s and 2 and to be able to land softly on the green. And that brings me to the big dog, the driver. Basically 7.5 degrees. We bent it down just a little bit, or he changed the loft on it just a little bit lower. Tour head, obviously, the 311. Ventus black shaft here. I believe it is standard length. And that brings me to PXG's new putter. When making this putter, this is an equivalent to a lab golf putter. It has a perfect profile to it. When you set up to it, you have to get used to the look of the putter slightly. This putter has a little bit more of a forward press at address, and it kind of presets that there, so you don't have to worry about pushing your hands forward at the address position. Altogether, I'm really looking forward to trying this. I've heard nothing but great things about it. I know the misses are way more consistent and has great feel with the insole of the face. So definitely excited to put this in the bag for this year. But what is great golf clubs without a great swing? That's why I created a video on how to shallow the golf club. This is an A to Z guide. It's going to get your golf swing shallow this 2025 year. Just click the link in this video right now, and you'll have one of the most in-depth analysis on how to shallow the golf club on the web.